Hey guys, and welcome to Factoring Trinomials. This is especially useful if you're in Math 10C of the Alberta curriculum for Chapter 5, or alternatively if you want to just learn about how to factor trinomials. Okay, so let's start with the decomposition method and this expression as shown here. We're actually going to do two expressions in this video. First thing you want to do with any expression is if you see a greatest common factor. In this case, it is clearly 3. All the numbers are divisible by 3. We are going to pull out that greatest common factor quickly before it starts messing us up. And don't worry, it messed up in my past take of this video, so trust me when it'll mess you up. Now, what we're going to look for here is we're going to, this x could actually have a 1. You could put that 1 there. You could keep it hidden. It doesn't really matter. So, looking at this, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply this by whatever is here. In that case, this is actually a 1 here, and this is a 3. What's 3 times 1? It is 3. Okay, let's just write it the 3 on the side here. What are the factors of 3? Well, the factors of 3 are 1 times 3 and negative 1 times negative 3. Okay, well, yeah, I guess those are the factors. Now, we need it to add up to positive 4. Notice this positive here. If that were a negative, everything would change. We need it to add up to positive 4. So, what we're going to do is we're going to look at either this one or this one to see which one has the numbers that make up the sum of positive 4. Well, clearly 1 plus 3 is 4. Negative 1 plus negative 3 is negative 4, and we need this one. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to rewrite the 3. Note that this 3 will be untouched for the rest of the video. Just don't touch that 3, keep rewriting it. Okay, so now we're going to go x squared, of course, plus, and this is interesting, we're going to break up 4x into 1x and 3x, okay? Always write the smaller one first, otherwise mess-ups can also occur. So to reduce chances of really messing up, just write the smaller one first. Okay, now we're going to add brackets. Awesome brackets, okay? Now, we're going to ignore the 3 on the side, and by that I mean this one. Okay, what's the greatest common factor of this? Well, it is x. Yep, so let's rewrite the 3 as always. Ignore it though. X times, in this case, x plus 1 plus, what's the greatest common factor of this 3? 3x plus 1. Okay, now, here's something that you need to realize. This is the same as this. And what's actually happening here is we're having x times this and 3 times the exact same thing. So you can actually say that this is the greatest common factor between this expression, right? Okay, so how we will rewrite this is we're going to, as always, rewrite the 3 there. We're going to go x plus 3. Where did I get that? Oops. Plus 3x, okay, times one of these, x plus 1. Done. There you have it. That is your factorized form. That is the decomposition model. Now let's try out the area model, which is all the way over here, like 3,000 pixels over. Oh, sorry. Okay. So 3x plus 12x plus 9. What we're always going to do is we're going to write the highest degree term here. Oops. Highest degree term, lowest degree term there. Okay? Now, here's the thing. What sucks about this model is you don't know when you can factorize instantly. Unless we write the 12x down here. Temporarily, it actually has nothing to do with that. Yeah, And we do need to factor out the 3. Okay, it is super important to factor out this 3, as actually last retake of my video messed it up. So we're going to just keep this 3 in mind here, okay? We're going to rewrite this as 4x. That stays as an x squared. This becomes a 3, right? So now what we're going to do is remember these factors we took. Well, we have a 1 and a 3, okay? You would have to do the same thing for this area model, okay? So we're going to put a 1x here. It really doesn't matter which place you put these two, as the result should be the same. So now, of this column, what's the greatest common factor of that column? It is x. What's the greatest common factor of this column? It is 3x. Wait a second, no it isn't. Sorry, it's x. Well, where did I get the 3 from? Sorry. Clearly, there's a 1 here and a 3 here, so the greatest common factor cannot possibly be 3. Now, what about this column? Well, there, the greatest common factor is 3. What about this column? There is no actual shared factor other than 1. Notice, x plus 1, x plus 3. X plus 1, x plus 3. Except what really sucks about this area model is this 3 that we had to keep in mind is kind of just dangling out there, so you do need to remember to multiply it in after. Anyway, let's move on to 15x squared minus 23x plus 4. Okay, now we have a negative. This should be interesting. Is there a greatest common factor from the start? Not one that I can notice, so nope, there is no greatest common factor between those numbers. So this one will be both easier and harder. Let's start off with 4 times 15. That is equivalent to 60, okay? 60. Okay. What are the factors of 60? 160. 160. Negative 1, negative 60. 230. 320. 320 except negatives. Oh, look at this. We found it. I'm not going to bother writing out all the factors of 60. That's a waste of my time. I know that negative 3 times negative 20 is equivalent to positive 60. And what do we need for this? We need negative 23. What's negative 3 plus negative 20? Negative 23, okay? So let's start by rewriting the expression. Now, breaking up, or rather decomposing, the 23x into... Oh wow, this is going to interfere. Sorry. Let me just erase this a bit. Yeah. Okay. Minus, oh, there's an x there, minus 3x plus 4. Okay. Once again, we're going to add the random brackets, except here is what you need to be really careful with. See this negative? If I were to actually put brackets like this, what this would be saying is negative 3, or rather, negative 1 times 3x, which is negative 3, and negative 1 times 4, which is negative 4. And yet, we cannot allow that, as this is a positive 4. So, keep this... Wow, okay, I'm going to have to rewrite that. Keep the negative in the bracket, okay? Do not remove the negative unless, and this is what we're going to need to do right now, we are going to change it to a negative. Okay? 3x plus 4. Except, like I just said, you can't have this times negative, since that will give us a negative 4. So how could we simply fix that? We could take this out and add a negative. Wow, that's how it works, okay? That's a really big trick that you need to look out for on tests. They'll love to do that. Okay, let's divide. What's the greatest common factor of 15x squared and 20x? Well, quite clearly that would be 5x. Oops, that's a 2. 5x. 3x minus 4. And what is the greatest common factor of 3x and 4? Well, there is none, so we're just going to leave it like that. 3x minus 4. Wow, that 20 is interfering. Sorry. Okay. Now, we once again have a greatest common factor. Okay, so let's rewrite our greatest common factor in which would be, oh, wow, jeez, these 20s are interfering. Okay, sorry, which would be 3, wow, 3x minus 4. What about the second one? Well, we know there's a 5x in here, but what's this? This, as I just said, is actually negative 1. We just don't write the 1 there, so minus 1, 5x minus 1. Sorry, I'm just going to make this prettier. Oh, jeez. 5x minus 1 times 3x minus 4. And there we have it. That is equivalent to that. Okay. And I guess we have to do the area model, unless you understand it well enough. Sadly, we're going to do it anyway. 15x squared 4, and we had negative 3x negative, oops, wow, that x, and negative 20x. Okay, how did I get those? We already did the factorization. So, once again, what's shared in this column? Well, that would be 3x, right? Okay, wow, sorry. What about this column? Well, that's 5x. Okay. What about this column? 4. But not just 4. Okay, you'll see in a moment here. 4. What about this? Well, there's nothing other than 1. Except 3x times 1 is not equivalent to negative 3. So we need to make one of these a negative. How about this one? What if we make this 4 also a negative? Then we'll get a positive answer here. Negative, negative, positive. Perfect. And yeah, there you have it. 5x minus 1 times 3x minus 4, as can be clearly seen right here, written through our decomposition model. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to check out our greatest common factor video. That actually would have been very difficult to understand this video if you haven't watched that one. So make sure you check it out. See you next time.